What's going on, guys? Kane here, and welcome back to the channel. And I'm pretty excited to be making this video because, yep, that's right. You saw the thumbnail, you saw the title. I got a full case of the Wave 1 Five Nights at Freddy's Funko plushies in 2025. So yeah, here they are in all of their cute and adorable glory. And in today's video, we're going to be taking a look back and we're going to be reviewing every single plush from Funko's first ever wave. But before we get into it, let's go ahead and just admire this beautiful box art. Okay, hold up. Before we do that, let me just explain how I even accomplished this in the first place. So last weekend, I went to this really cool retro game store. You know, it was a pretty cool place. In fact, it was pretty cool. It was actually like probably the best store I've ever been to in like my entire life. No glaze. They had like a lot of old school Nintendo games there, consoles, games aligned all up on the walls. They even had arcades there and you could buy, sell, trade in games. And that's exactly what I did. I traded in some of my Nintendo games and I basically used that to buy these plushies. Because not only did they have games there, but they also had collectibles and, you know, lots of Mario and Nintendo plush and stuff like that. Even Sonic. But I did not expect the first thing to catch my eye when I walked into the store was these guys right here. I remember first stepping my foot into the store and I was looking around amazed. I came across the plushie section and lo and behold, I found them. I saw them and I knew exactly what I had to do. I kind of hesitated a bit. I do have a picture, but right when I first walked into the store, it was the full case. They had one Bonnie, one Freddy, two Chicas, and then one Foxy and one Mangle. And since I was just so flabbergasted, I really didn't know what to do. I mean, your first instinct would probably be just buy all the plushies, buy them all before someone else grabs them, but I was just so stunned in disbelief. I kind of just stood there and then I went back to the arcade deciding whether I should grab them or not. And since I kind of took too long to decide, at that point I saw someone already, you know, they grabbed Foxy and Mangle and they bought them. So then I was like, oh crap, I have to hurry up. So I grabbed Freddy, Chica, and Bonnie and I put them in my basket. And Foxy and Mangle were already gone at that point. But then the next day after I bought Freddy, Chica, and Bonnie, I went back to go get Mangle and well, they had more cases and you know they had a restock like the next day and I was able to buy Mangle. So yeah. And as you can see back there, I already own Foxy and I have Toy Freddy as well. Then when I came home, I put them all in this display case. Oh, and about the case, the whole reason why I went to that store in the first place was to try and get rid of my Nintendo 3DS. I don't know if you guys remember watching that video, but yeah, I remember like 2 years ago, back in 2023, I bought a Nintendo 3DS, an aqua blue one. For some reason, I don't know why, I just like really wanted one at the time, and I guess it was like something that was like kind of pretty hard to get, and I don't know why I wanted one. I guess I just kind of started getting back into all that like Nintendo stuff and I really wanted a 3DS for some reason. But yeah, I went to that game store to try and like sell it, see if they'd give me a decent price. And instead of selling the console, I ended up just selling like the games that I had that came with it. And I also had an extra DSi that I brought as well, so I had sold that too. But the people that worked there were very nice, especially the owner, and he was actually the one that hit me up with the box completely for free, by the way. And overall, it was just a great experience. Probably like one of the best experiences I've ever had at any store in my entire life, like I said earlier. It was just awesome, man. Like just the feeling of seeing these plushies again and just like playing the arcade games there. I was playing some like old school Mario Kart with my dad and my brother while they were checking out my stuff. And so while we were waiting, I snagged these plushies. So yeah, that's how I got a full case of the FNAF Funko Wave 1 plushes in the big 25. But enough yapping, and let's just get started with the review. So here is the box. Got that classic Funko box art. I mean, of course, you got Withered Freddy right there. I don't know why, but Funko really had a thing for Withered Freddy. He's been there since the start. They pretty much used him on like all the merch, all the packaging and stuff. The tags, the boxes, like for the mystery minis, I remember Wave 1. And they still use him till this day. But it doesn't matter because it just looks so cool. And I mean, Withered Freddy is a pretty cool character. I mean, you can't go wrong with Withered Freddy. I mean, he's freaking scary, man. I mean, just look at that. But yeah, of course, you know, got Five Nights at Freddy's logo right there with Withered Freddy reaching at ya. Plushies, collectible plush. Got the FNAF 2 office. Then on the bottom front, you've got the Funko logo. And then plushies yet again. The Five Nights at Freddy's logo right there. As for the sides of the box, you got the logo yet again. I think that's the FNAF 1 office. So you got the FNAF 1 office on the sides. Yeah, and then the FNAF 2 office on the top. And then this thing actually does like come off. And you just kind of like, you know, push it down in place. And as for the back of the box, is there anything on the back? No. Yeah, it's just cardboard, but oh yeah, well you do have the logo yet again, and it's massive. And we got the Five Nights at Freddy's 1 office yet again. So I don't know why. I guess Funko kind of mixed it up there with the FNAF 2 and the FNAF 1 office. But it don't matter to me because it's just such a cool display case. And you know, this one, like this display case is bigger than like the OG display cases they used to use for these plushies back then, like 2016. It's more wider. And all the plushies fit inside perfectly. And yes, I know I'm still missing Shadow Freddy and Golden Freddy. I never found them back then in 2016 when I was little. And I know Golden Freddy did have a 2021 re-release, I think. But that re-release was even more rare than the first time he released. And then Shadow Freddy actually did recently just have a re-release this year. But I didn't find out until 4 weeks after he started hitting Hot Topics again. And now he's out of stock. So that's just great. I missed out on Shadow Freddy twice. So if I ever want to get him, I'm going to have to pay like triple the price because people are already scalping him online at Mercari, eBay. So yeah. But hey, at least I have like 90% of Wave 1 complete. But without further ado, let's just get started. We're going to start off, of course, with the main man himself, Freddy Fazbear. So here is Freddy. He's a really good plush. Probably the best looking one out of all of them, in my opinion. I mean, I love all these plushies, but just look at Freddy, man. He's adorable. You know, Freddy's looking like himself today. He just looks really happy to be here. I mean, he's got that, you know, nice smile. Love the proportions on this plush. He's really soft. Like, of course, he's got that nice Funko quality material. He's got his shiny nose, but it is plastic, so you might want to be careful with that. I'm mostly going to be using these plushies just for display. They're always going to be sitting in that case over there. I mean, sometimes I might have one with me, you know. But if you're like going to be playing roughly with these guys or tossing them around and stuff like that, you might not want to do that on the ones that have, you know, these plastic noses because you can actually get scratches on these and even like dents in them. So I wouldn't recommend doing that. I mean, besides that, you shouldn't have to worry about it too much. So yeah, he's got, you know, the 3 freckles on each side of his nozzle, nice and embroidered. He's got, you know, embroidering for the eyes as well. Of course, he's got his blue eyes, goofy eyes. They pop out, of course, just like they're supposed to. He's got his eyebrows, which are just like, you know, made out of felt. And I'm thankful that mine, you know, like his don't go all the way down. Like from this angle, yeah, right? But like here, he looks perfectly fine. Because sometimes the eyebrows on these plushies, they can like flop down and it like makes them have like a weird facial expression. But thankfully mine don't go down all the way. So yeah, and of course he's got his top hat. He's got his bow tie, nicely made. He's got the, you know, the darker color inside of his ears, also with embroidering around, like for the outline. So that looks really nice. And yeah, overall this plush is really accurate, like to the plushies in game, like in the canon. And overall they did a great job with my man Freddy. He looks perfect. So overall, I'd rate this plush a 10 out of 10. I mean, this is an easy 10 out of 10. But wait, hold on, wait a minute. We're not done with Freddy just yet, because since this is a 2024 re-release, we are going to be comparing him to an OG Freddy from 2016. So here is my OG Freddy plush. I still have him after all this time, and I'm really thankful that I do. I'm glad I never sold him, never got rid of him. He was one of the survivors that I had from that garage sale back in like 2017. I remember that day. I think I explained it in my... Did I explain it in my most recent Sonic Plush collection video? I'm not sure if I did. But actually, way back before I even had a YouTube channel and before I got into Sonic and all that, FNAF was my childhood, guys. I grew up with FNAF. It was my everything. You know, I collected all the plushies, all the figures. I had some of the mystery minis. I had all the Funko Pops. I had the Jumbo, the Giant Freddy and Foxy, and I actually recently just sold my Giant Freddy this year, and I kind of regret it already. But you know, point is, I had like almost all of these plushies. I was just missing a couple exclusives. I had like most of Wave 1, and you know, except for Golden Freddy and Shadow Freddy, of course. Most of Wave 2, you know, Wave 3, so on and so forth. I even had the Black Lights. I had the Sister Location ones. I had the Pizzeria Simulator plushies. Even all the way up until Security Breach. But, you know, ever since I kind of like left FNAF, I slowly started getting rid of my plushies. And now I only have Wave 1. And I made a promise to myself that I was never going to get rid of Wave 1, because I felt like those were the only plushies I really needed. Since I like kind of left FNAF, I was like, okay, well, I really don't need all these characters anymore. And it's funny because ever since I was a kid, I promised myself I am never going to sell my FNAF plushies, no matter what circumstance. If I get desperate for money, any reason, I'm never going to sell them. And here we are. You know, a wise man once said, you can leave FNAF, but FNAF doesn't leave you. But yeah, anyways, here are the two Freddy plushes next to each other. You can tell this one just has like a lot more charm to him. I mean, one eye is even bigger than the other. He looks pretty goofy. Like, I mean, just look at him, man. He looks so funny looking. And yeah, you can just tell that this one's my OG Freddy. I mean, of course, this one's brand new anyway, but like, I'd say that, you know, my old Freddy's in pretty good condition. I've kept him in pretty good condition after all this time. I never played with him too roughly. I even had to glue his top hat because, of course, over time the felt does come off. But yeah, I actually took care of him. Surprised, because I did not take care of my things when I was little. But like, if I told you I got this plush in 2016 and like I took off the tag, you'd believe me. And that's why I was so happy I found these plushies, because they just look like they came straight out of 2016, man. Like, they just have that charm and feel to them that I really like miss. Something that I was craving for a really long time. Like, the feeling that I got when finding these plushies in stores again, man, is just unmatched. It's a feeling that you don't get really often anymore. I don't know how to explain it, but you would just like have to like experience it for yourself. But yeah, I mean, pretty much everything's the same from top to bottom. Like the back of the plushes. Yeah, so. And yes, this one is a 2016 Scott Coffin. Oh, and here's a look at the tag, by the way. Forgot to showcase that. So pretty much like it has the same you know, it's got Withered Freddy on there, of course, like always. But it does have like, you know, like it's you can open it, the tag. Oh, and yeah, there's the price, by the way, if you're wondering how much I got these for. They're $15 each, which is how much they used to cost back then, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, but there's my OG Freddy next to new Freddy. So put him back over there. And yeah, so now let's just move on to Bonnie the Bunny. So here is Bonnie. He looks so freaking adorable, man. Now, Bonnie doesn't look as happy as Freddy, but I still love him. He just looks so goofy, which is, like I said, one thing I really like about these plushies. But yeah, of course, he's nice and soft. He's got the same material as Freddy and as the rest of the others. He's nice and purple, you know, his colors are completely accurate to the game. He's nice and purple, you know, his colors are completely accurate to how he looks in the first game. He's got those goofy eyes that pop out just like Freddy, and he's got that nicer embroidering, you know, his pink eyes, they look really nice. He's got a smaller nose than Freddy, also shiny and made out of plastic, so you want to be careful with that. He's got his big red bow tie, and his bow tie is even bigger than Freddy's. I don't know why, but okay. He's got those big long ears. Mine are not too close together, so I like that. His ears were always a bit too close together, but me personally, I don't really mind. But there's just something about Bonnie that I've always liked, like this plush and like specifically. He always stood out from the rest of the wave. I guess it is because of those ears, but yeah, man, Bonnie's got to be my favorite out of this wave. Not just because he's my favorite character, so of course he's gonna be my favorite plush, but just a plush in general, like such a good plush. He was also one of the more popular ones, and he's pretty hard to find now, actually. Yeah, and of course, we can't forget his little cottontail. And of course, he's brand new, so it's like extra fluffy. So yeah, Funko did give him a bunny tail, as we all know and love. And here's a look at his tag. Yep, brand new condition. Man, dude, just nostalgia I feel of like just having these plushies again. For the third time. Because yep, just like Freddy, this is not my first time having a Bonnie plush. This is actually my third Bonnie. My OG Bonnie that I had gotten back in 2016. Last time I had that plush was like, I think last year, 2023. I don't know when I got rid of him, but I actually did still have him. The last time like you saw him on the channel was I think in a plush collection vid that I made back in 2021. In that video, I still had all those FNAF plushies like I was saying earlier in the vid. And now all of those plushies are gone. But yeah, he was in that video. So that one was my OG one. It would have been nice if I still had him. I probably should have kept him. I don't remember if I think I sold him in a garage sale, I think. But he was old anyways, you know, his tail wasn't fluffy anymore, obviously, and his ears were starting to fall apart, so. Of course, in 2021, I ended up getting a new Bonnie plush, and this one is actually a 2020, oh, this is a 2019 re-release. And I ended up finding this guy in 2021? What? But yeah, I remember getting him back at GameStop. And I was super happy to finally like have a new Bonnie plush, new condition. But the one thing that I never really liked about this plush is that like he's too perfect. Like next to this guy, I choose this one any day out of the week. Now you're probably looking at this one saying, Kaden, what? You're crazy. This Bonnie plush is obviously better than this one. Well, hear me out. I love this Bonnie plush, alright? It's still a great looking Bonnie. I mean, nothing's wrong with him. But that's the thing. When it comes to these plushies, I want them to look goofy, you know? Every plush looks different and they have a personality to them. This one, he's just too perfect. Like, he's still adorable, right? But, like, his eyes are perfectly straight. His ears are, well, too close together, unlike this one. And he just doesn't have that goofy feel. And even the material's different. Like, I don't know. It feels a lot more, like, rough. Like, don't get me wrong. It's still soft, but it's more raggedy. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I mean, obviously, this one is more brand newer than this one. I mean, this one's still practically brand new. I mean, look at the tail. I've never taken it outside, never washed him, never got him dirty. He's always been in the house. But yeah, but even the colors are different. Like, this one's just a lot more purple. Like, I don't know if you can tell on camera, but this one's, like, his secondary color is, like, more white. It's not as, like, lavender as this one, if that makes any sense. And he's also just a lot more, like, hardly stuffed overall. So, like, you just don't really get, like, that OG, like, nostalgic feel from this one right here than what you get with this one. So, yeah. Get out of here! But overall, I rate this plush a 10 out of 10. Who saw that coming? Alright, halfway down. Now we're moving on to Chica. Chica the chicken. So, oh boy, here we go. Where do I even start with this plush? I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna be a hater and bash this plush just like everyone else. Now I know everybody says that Chica is the worst plush out of this wave, and yes, I have to agree with that. But at the end of the day, I still love it. I don't care. I remember at one point, before I found out that Chica was actually a girl, she was my favorite FNAF character. You know, I've had plenty of favorites. Like, I remember my first ever favorite was Chica, then it was Bonnie, then at one point it was between Foxy or Freddy, then Springtrap, and then Funtime Freddy, and then Toy Bonnie, and then, yeah, I just couldn't make up my mind. But my real favorite character is Bonnie, like I said. But anyways, back to the plush. So here's Chica. So yes, she's not accurate to the canon plush in-game at all. She doesn't have a cupcake. But I mean, how is Funko gonna do that when these plushes only cost like 15 bucks a pop? There was just no way. And plus, they did end up making, you know, the cupcake plush in Wave 2 anyway, so that doesn't really matter. But for what it is, I still like this plush. It's still a great plush, just like the rest of them. You know, she's still soft. She does have her bib, even though it's kind of like a square. Yeah, I guess it doesn't really make any sense, but it says "Let's eat." You know, I mean, the design on there, it still looks great. It's not printing. I don't know what that is. But yeah, I mean, she's got her chicken feet. She's got her beak. She looks like an angry bird. She's got, you know, the purple eyes, the bordering. She's really angry or happy. I don't know. And she does have her little tufts of fur on her head or hair, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, that's her hair. Might as well be. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about this plush. Comparing her to a 2019 re-release, or is this 2021? Let's see. Oh, this is a 2020 re-release. Yeah, she's just a lot more brighter in color. Like, you can obviously tell, like, on the camera. Actually, I got in this one, you know, for Christmas back in 2020. And yeah, she looks way better than this one right here, but, you know. Overall, I'd rate this plush a 7 out of 10. Moving on. We have everybody's favorite, the fan favorite himself, Mr. Fan Favorite, Foxy the Pirate Fox. So this plush is actually I think a 2017 release, or maybe, let me see. Am I right on that? Yep, 2017. I had gotten this one for my birthday back in 2019, actually. I remember ordering him off of Amazon. He was a gift from my grandparents. I had ordered him along with Blora and Baby, but I'm pretty sure Baby ended up being a bootleg and I don't have her anymore. I still have Blora. She was official though, I'm pretty sure. She didn't look like a bootleg and she definitely was an official Funko plush. And luckily Foxy wasn't a bootleg either. And this is literally an OG one from 2017, so that makes it even better. So I've had him for quite a while now. I've only ever washed him, put him in the washer once. But yeah, man, after all this time, like, his hair hasn't, like, started falling apart. His ears still look pretty good, you know? And his teeth, too. I mean, we can see, like, his golden tooth right there is coming apart, but that doesn't really look too bad. And I don't even think I have to glue it. I can just leave it like that, because you can't even notice it, like from by looking at him from the front, like, from this angle. But yeah, man, he's still really soft, you know? He's bright and red. He doesn't have that many scratches on his nose. And yeah, overall, this is like probably also one of the best plushes in this wave. He's pretty accurate to, you know, the way he looks in the game, like the plush, not the character like the animatronic Foxy, but like his plushie in canon in the game, like from FNAF 4. I mean, looks just like it. I mean, the Sanshii one is obviously more accurate because those are bigger in size and the Funko plushies are smaller, but this plush was like probably Funko's most selling plush ever. Pretty sure you could still get your hands on a Foxy plush. But yeah, man, I mean, you know, he's got his teeth, he's got his yellow eye patch, and of course, he has nothing under that eye patch. But of course, I mean, how are they gonna do that? They can't just put the eye patch over the eye. That would just look kind of weird. He's got his eyebrows, they're brown. Oh yeah, and also I forgot to mention, yeah, I'm pretty sure the insides, like the color of his ears are wrong. And I think the eyebrows are the wrong color too, or something else was wrong about this plush, but I forgot. But who cares? He still looks perfect. The tufts of like fur on the sides of his head look really nice. He's got his freckles, of course. And yeah, overall, just a really amazing plush. I mean, yeah, you can't go wrong with Foxy. So overall, I'd easily rate him a 10 out of 10. Alright, we are almost done. So, after Foxy, we got his last, Mangle. Or pre-Mangle, or Toy Foxy, I should say. Not Funtime Foxy, because this is not Funtime Foxy, like sister location. This is Mangle before she turned into, well, Mangle. So yeah, overall, another really great plush, and this is a brand new one. Look at her tag right there. Yep. And yeah, man, this one was also a fan favorite when this wave first came out. A lot of people were wanting to buy Mangle. And yeah, man, I mean, she's a pretty good plush. I don't think we actually have like an in-game like canon Mangle plush, or at least from like Five Nights at Freddy's 2, or like, you know, like I don't think we actually have like a in-game Mangle plush model. I might be wrong, but so Funko kind of just did their own thing when they made this plush. Like, I still don't understand what that's supposed to be. Like, if that's supposed to be like lipstick or a tongue. But either way, I mean, she still looks cute. She's got the yellow eyes, you know, her eyelashes, embroidering all around, so that looks really nice. She's got that shiny plastic nose, same as Foxy's. Of course, she's got the freckles. She's got pink cheeks instead of red cheeks. Of course, she's got, you know, her hair, tufts of fur on the side of her head. Yeah, and she is really soft. Like, this is, you know, really nice plush. So, I mean, there's not really much else I can say about Mangle. But why not? I also rate her 10 out of 10. And finally, last but not least, wait a minute. Almost forgot. Here she is next to an OG 2016 release. Now, you can just tell that is my OG Mangle plush. The colors have already faded away. She's not as bright as this one. Her eyes are all gray. Her tongue is like all gray as well. And she just looks super worn out, man. I feel so bad for this plush. But no matter, because I have this one now, so sorry. Alright, now, probably the one that you were all most excited for. If you're still watching this video, thank you. Toy Freddy. So here is the GameStop exclusive 2016 Funko Toy Freddy plush. So yep, after all this time, I still have him. He was also one of my survivors, along with my OG Freddy back there. He could have gotten sold in that garage sale that day, but he didn't, and I'm so glad he didn't, because if he did, I would have had to pay a lot of money just to buy this plush again. He's not as rare as Golden Freddy or Shadow Freddy. He's actually the least rare out of the three, the most affordable one, let's just say. But like I say, like the cheapest you could buy him for is still like 95 to 100 bucks. And yeah, man, that is a lot of money to pay for a plushie. But I have him, and I gotta say, after all this time, he's still pretty good condition. I mean, he's not super soft, but you can still see like the material, you know. He's, you know, his colors haven't faded away just yet, and he still looks freaking adorable. I mean, just look at that goofy face. Like, look at his eyes. One's higher than the other, and I just love that. I've always loved this plush. I know it's inaccurate to Toy Freddy in the game. Like, the colors are just not accurate at all. Like, yeah, he's got the darker shade of brown that Freddy's actually supposed to have, I think. Like, Freddy actually has Toy Freddy's colors, and then Toy Freddy has Freddy's colors? Actually, no. That's more of like FNAF VR. I remember like in that game, Freddy had darker colors exactly like this. But in FNAF 1, never mind, I take back what I said. That's exactly what Freddy looked like, so no, that's still accurate. But what I'm trying to say is, yeah, they probably could have just kept the same, like, color palette as Freddy over there. But you know what? I don't care, because that just makes this plush more unique. And it makes him stand out, and you can just tell that this is, you know, Toy Freddy. You can, like, tell them apart, you know, hey, that's, you know, FNAF 1 Freddy, this is Toy Freddy. Yeah, I mean, of course, he's got those red, rosy cheeks with embroidering around. He's got the freckles on each side. Still got his shiny nose, and yes, you can even see some of the scratches on there. There's even a white scratch right there. There's no way to take those off. You could probably try and cover them like with black Sharpie or something, but I'm not gonna try that. I'm pretty sure I did that on my OG Freddy plush. So you can't really see the scratches anymore. Like, it did work, but I just don't want to mess with this plush at all. Now, his eyebrows are a little wonky. Like, this one's fine, but this one right here, I don't know, man. This one, like, kind of like way longer than this one. Is kind of like you can tell I like tried pulling on it to like make it look like this one, like to make it look equal. But yeah, I don't want to like try doing that again because it actually stayed like that. But yeah, I mean, despite the inaccurate colors, it's still a great plush. He's got his bow tie. Of course, he's got the 2 buttons on his belly, and he does have the red stripe on his top hat. And of course, the felt was kind of starting to come off after a long period of time, but I tried gluing it back together. But yeah, man, another great plush from this wave. I say if you don't have a Toy Freddy plush still in 2025, you should probably try getting them before it does get more expensive. I'd say it's worth it, honestly. Like, if you're missing like Shadow Freddy, Golden Freddy, and Toy Freddy, I say definitely like try tracking Toy Freddy down first. Probably the easiest one to get out of the 3, like I said. But yeah, man, I'm just so thankful that I even got this plush in the first place. I remember this was actually an early birthday gift from my uncle back in 2016, because I remember asking him for Freddy, because at the time I had the main gang except for Freddy, so I really wanted a Freddy plush because he was the one, you know, character that I was missing. So I was like, I really want Freddy, could you get him for me for my birthday? So he was like, okay. And so I ended up going to GameStop and he found Toy Freddy, thinking that this was, you know, the FNAF 1 Freddy, but it was actually Toy Freddy. And I remember he surprised me with it, and like I was like, wait, this is the wrong Freddy. And he was like, oh no. And he thought I was gonna be like all disappointed, but I was actually still happy anyways, because first of all, this was a plush I didn't have yet, so of course I was still gonna be happy either way. And this was freaking GameStop exclusive, and it's Toy Freddy, so I was actually way more happier to have this plush instead of the regular Freddy. And of course I ended up getting Freddy eventually, but it's kind of funny how I ended up getting Toy Freddy first before main Freddy. But yeah, I'm still glad I have him till this day, because that would have been really upsetting if I sold him. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be about it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you even made it this far into the video, there's probably gonna be a lot of parts that I'm gonna have to cut out. I'm gonna be editing this video for a while. I can't even speak. But yeah, I know I ramble a lot and I kind of yap a lot, like, but it's just something that I'm really passionate about. And who knew? Like, I didn't know I was gonna be here in 2025 reviewing a full case of the OG 2016 FNAF plushies. Like, I could have just never guessed. This is a pretty big accomplishment, like, let alone not only just getting the plushies, but like even the freaking case. Like, the fact that I got the case for free, like, wow, man, dude, I am just so thankful, man. But yeah, it was really nice to look back on this wave and kind of review them for the first time, you know, because like since back then I didn't have a YouTube channel. I remember I used to make videos like kind of pretending I had a YouTube channel, but I never uploaded them, and it was all just, you know, pretend. But now I actually do have a YouTube channel. We got 20k, 21k actually now. And yeah, I just want to thank you guys, of course, you know, for all the love and support. Even though I don't post like super often, you guys still, you know, continue to support me. Like, all the nice comments I get, you know, makes my day. And yeah, but anyways, go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already. And if you don't want to miss out on any uploads, you can always go ahead and click on the notification bell so you won't miss out on future videos. You guys have a great rest of your day or night, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.